You know the type, right? Someone who breaks all the rules, but the second the tables are turned on them, they're the first to cry foul. Well, today we're going to unpack an ancient story that absolutely nails this kind of hypocrisy, and you'll be surprised what it shows us about ourselves. So let's just dive right in with a big question. Why is it that rules only seem to matter when they're protecting us? It's a tricky one for sure, but believe it or not, a fable from Aesop, thousands of years old, gives us this incredibly sharp insight into why we demand fairness, but usually only on our own terms. All right, so we're heading way back to ancient Greece. This is a time and place where, strength often mattered a whole lot more than justice. And in this world, we meet our cast of characters: a helpless lamb, a seriously opportunistic wolf, and a lion who is basically the definition of absolute power. So get this picture in your head. A wolf has just snatched a lamb. He's probably feeling pretty good about himself, trotting home with his prize, but his victory lap is about to get cut very, very short. Because out of nowhere, a lion shows up. And there's no chat, no bargaining. The lion is the top dog here, and he just takes the lamb. Just like that. The bully just got bullied by a bigger bully. And here it is. This is the moment the whole story hinges on. The wolf, from a safe distance, of course, gets all bent out of shape. He starts yelling that the lion has no right to take his property. His property? Can you believe it? The thing he just stole has, in his mind, suddenly become his. He's genuinely acting like he's the victim here. Oh, but the lion's comeback is just perfect. It's so simple, and it cuts right through all the nonsense. He basically asks, "Oh, really? Your property? Did you pay for it? Was it a gift? Come on, tell me. How exactly did you come to own this thing?" And with that one question, the wolf's entire fake argument just crumbles. So let's talk about that injured tone for a second. What is going on in the wolf's head? Because it's a very specific type of bad logic, and honestly, it is everywhere. And here's the name for it: selective morality. This is the heart of the matter. See, for the wolf, property rights isn't some big moral principle. Nope, it's just a tool. It meant absolutely nothing when he was the one doing the stealing, but the second he's on the losing end, oh, now it's a sacred law that's been violated. This quote just sums it up so well. The wolf decided to live by the law of the jungle, right? I'm stronger than the lamb, so I get to take it. All the lion did was apply that exact same rule right back at him. So really, by his own logic, the wolf has zero room to complain. And that leads to a really good question for all of us. I mean, think about it. Can you really claim the protection of a rule you yourself ignore all the time? If you're constantly cutting people off in traffic, can you get truly, righteously angry when someone does it to you? This fable says, probably not. Okay, so obviously this isn't just some dusty old story about animals. The wolf's logic, this selective morality, it's all around us. And I'm telling you, once you learn to see it, you're going to start looking at arguments and conflicts in a totally new way. In our own lives, it's that sting you feel when you lose an advantage you didn't really earn in the first place. Or, complaining that someone was rude while totally forgetting that you were being a jerk just 5 minutes earlier. It's the classic, do as I say, not as I do. And man, this stuff can really mess up friendships. We all know that person who demands total loyalty from you but is nowhere to be found when you need them. Or someone who gets furious when they get beaten at their own dirty game. It's a good reminder that trying to argue about fairness with someone in the wolf mindset is a waste of time. For them, fair just means I'm winning. And at work? Oh boy, it is everywhere. It's the company that uses some clever loophole to get ahead, and then cries bloody murder when a bigger company uses that same loophole against them. Or complaining that a competitor stole your client when you won that client with some shady moves yourself. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I thought so.
So this slide lays it all out perfectly. You've got these two totally different ways of operating. The lion's question brings up this other character we haven't talked about, the shepherd. The shepherd is the one who represents real, earned ownership. The wolf takes what he wants. The shepherd builds and earns through honest work. The wolf has rules that change based on what's good for him. The shepherd lives by one consistent standard for everyone. Okay, so how do we stay out of that wolf trap? How can we be a little more like the shepherd? Well, thankfully, the source material gives us a pretty clear roadmap. Check these out. 4 mantras for living with more integrity. It's all about earning what you have, being honest about where your advantages come from, and holding yourself to the same standard you hold everyone else to. But that last one, number 4, wow. I do not complain of the wind when I have spent my life sowing the storm. That's about taking some serious ownership for the results of our own actions. So let's just boil this all down to the big takeaways. First, you can't really lose something that you never truly owned in the first place. And maybe, just maybe, the biggest, scariest predator you ever meet isn't your enemy. Maybe it's just a mirror. For the wolf, that lion was just karma, showing him exactly who he was. And that brings us to this final, powerful piece of advice. Before you point the finger and shout thief, take a good hard look at what's in your own hands. How did it get there? Did you earn it, like the shepherd? Or did you just take it, like the wolf? And really, that's the question I want to leave you with. In your life, in your arguments, in your wins, in your losses, which set of rules are you actually playing by? The flimsy, self-serving rules of the wolf, or the consistent, honorable path of the shepherd? Because the answer to that question, well, it changes everything.